I'm trying to win the Premier League with every single team. 20 clubs for the next 20 days. Previously, we took City to their 11th league title. And today we'll be taking over Wolves, and just look at this team. This team is not worthy enough to win the Premier League. Luckily, Wolves have 58 million to spend on this first season. However, it's not gonna be so simple. There are only 3 rules I must follow with every club. I absolutely cannot change any of the team's tactics. And with this Wolves side, we'll be playing a 5-2-3 formation. Let's see if defense can actually win you trophies. Rule number 2 is I can only make one unrealistic signing. So if I wanted to bring in Rafael Leao this season, even though Wolves are a lower mid-table side, I can only do it once per team. But as per usual, there is a transfer rule we must follow, and I'll get to it in just a second. And lastly, the final rule is every other transfer in and out has to be realistic. And because Liverpool is such a bigger club than Wolves, we have to either accept or negotiate their offer. Absolutely no rejecting this kind of offer because it's realistic. And just like that, things already got worse as Matheus Cunha is joining Liverpool and we lose our best player. However, if Liverpool never came in for Cunha, he was never gonna be saved because there is a twist. Every time I fail to win the league, no matter what club I'm managing, I will be forced to spin a wheel filled with my first 11, and whoever it lands on, I will have to release from the team, and I cannot re-sign them. And yes, that means at the end of every season, everybody in a starting 11 is in danger of leaving on a free. But as Matheus Cunha was sold for 60 million, we now have 109 million to spend on players. Let's go ahead and see what transfers we will make. So now with Matheus Cunha gone from the squad, our squad is looking even worse. There is no chance we're winning the Premier League this season. But the question is, what positions of players should we sign? I think first of all, we need a left winger. We have Hwang Hee-chan, who is a striker. We don't have any good left wingers here at the side. Chiquinho is the best one. I think if possible as well, we can sign a younger goalkeeper and maybe even better than Jose Sa already. Maybe a younger center back because Agabadu, I know he just signed, but he is a little bit older, or maybe another right back. We have a lot of options to sign. However, there is a very difficult transfer rule. Before we get into the signings, the transfer rule is very simple. We can only sign 3 players per season, and those 3 players, one of them has to be from Portugal, the other from England, and the other one from Brazil. But signing 1 per nation isn't the only challenge. Every season we must take a look at the budget, and this season's budget is 109 million, meaning because we have to sign 3 players, every player we sign must not exceed the value of 36 million in transfer budget. That means in order to improve the team, we must sell players beforehand or get a high transfer budget, or even use a lot of swap deals to help us get by. So I went ahead and shortlisted a left winger, a right back, and 2 goalkeeping options that we can sign. The first player we shortlisted is Jed Spence. He isn't the best right back, but he is a decent right back and better and younger than Nelson Semedo, and he is under the valuation of 36 million. The left wing was a little bit difficult. There was plenty of options, but a lot of them are expensive. So I went ahead and shortlisted Thiago Thomas from Wolfsburg. He is Portuguese and he is under the valuation of 36 million. Now the 2 goalkeepers that I did shortlist are both Brazilian, but they both exceed the valuation of 41 million. So we either have to go ahead and get a steal or swap one of our players plus some money, of course. And the first keeper I shortlisted is Bento, and he is perfect because the max overall rating we can sign, because Wolves are a mid-table team this season, is 81 overall, and he is exactly 81. The other player is 2 years younger, and his name is Luis Jr., who is 41 in valuation at Villarreal at a 79 overall. I think regardless of these 2, they would be our starting keeper. So the first signing we have made is Jed Spence for 17 million plus Nelson Semedo. I think we did a very good job to basically get a right back who is the same overall, but years younger, and he could definitely grow as long as we could keep him on the side. He could be a starting right back for the entire save. And for 25.5 million, we are bringing in the Portuguese left winger Thiago Thomas from Wolfsburg, 23 years old. I'm not sure how good he is. I've never seen him play. I've never used him in career mode. Let's see if this goes well. He does have a decent potential, and maybe we can make him into one of the greats in the Premier League. And I have no idea how I did it, but I pulled something out of the bag. For 34.5 million plus Jose Sa, we have brought in Bento, the Al Nassr goalkeeper. This was a very crucial pickup. Luis Jr. was going to be good anyways, but having a better goalkeeper is always going to be better for us. What a signing. We have instantly upgraded our goalkeeping position. And the brand new signings have joined the squad, and I think we've already improved this team. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Wolves have a pretty good squad. but controversially, I am not gonna sell anyone this season. And I'm also not gonna loan anybody out. I want to give everybody, absolutely everybody, a chance to play in this team to see who performs well, because seeing who is good enough and seeing who grows the season, we might have a huge squad by the time we win the Premier League. But of course, we will be investing in the youth academy because, like I said, only being able to sign 3 players with the transfer budget split, we might have to get superstars from the youth academy, and we're signing them to Portugal because Wolves have that obsession. And I'm definitely gonna go for the striker position because I don't like our striker Fabio Silva. He's just not good enough, but there were priorities elsewhere, so I signed somewhere else. We're gonna sign some center backs because we have a bunch of center backs in our formation, and some center midfielders as well. We need some good ones too. But let's see how this Wolves side do this season. And the season has come to an end, and we did not finish in the bottom 13. That is incredible. We didn't finish in 12th. We didn't finish in 11th. We finished in the top 10. Man United finished in 10th, by the way. We finished in 9th place. We will take that. We're already improving this Wolves side. And as Liverpool win the Premier League, Gabriel Martinelli won the Player of the Season. And we had one player in the Team of the Season, Fabio Silva, the man I said I didn't like. Maybe he's just playing well. And I think in our first season here at Wolves, we did an incredible job. A lot of players growing. Specifically, Bento already sitting at an 84. But even some of the bench and the reserves, there was a lot of players in this team. A lot of players got game time. But next season, it's time to sell a lot of them and finally pick who are the final players we're going to have in our squad. And Fabio Silva had a super season, 18 goals, 15 of those in the Premier League. Pablo Sarabia, who is retiring at the end of the season, had a 16 and 7. Why did he play so many games, man? He's a 72 overall. How did he play so well? Thiago Tomas had a decent season. Hwang Hee-chan had a decent season, and everybody just was pretty much involved throughout the rest of the season, and a lot of players got plenty of games. But as good as a 9th place finish is, we still must spin the wheel and lose one of our players. To be honest, I don't mind losing anybody but our goalkeeper Bento, because he was a coup of a signing, and we lose Gomez, our center midfielder, not the right winger. We lose probably our best center midfielder. And in terms of overall rating, he is in the top 10 of highest overall players in our team. Joao Gomez will be leaving the side. That sucks because he was pretty young and has some pretty decent potential. There he goes, leaving the side. However, we have some brilliant news because our youth academy really cooked this year. We have 3 players in Flavio Lopez, the center back, and our 2 center midfielders in Joao Carnas and Dani Ribeiro, who are both 71 overall already. I am so excited to use these players one day if we get the opportunity to. And make sure to watch the entire series because we're gonna find out who is the best Premier League team. And we have arrived in season number 2, and this squad is ready for its revamp. The 3 signings that we are gonna make. But before I do that, I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna sell all this dead wood that we do have. We have so many players that we are not gonna use, and then we can split the profits from there and sign some superstars. Because we finished in 9th place, the new overall cap is 83, so I really want to take advantage of that as much as possible. And here is every single player we have transfer listed. There's a lot of players that we're gonna get rid of. We're gonna get a lot of money, as well as some players on the loan list. But also remember, if we get any realistic offers, like if Chelsea or Arsenal come in for Ait Nuri, we're gonna have to accept because we're simply just not bigger than them at this current moment. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Man United have come in for Ait Nuri, the specific player I use as an example. Even though we finished above Man United, there is no chance we could convince him to stay with us. We're gonna have to get rid of him. And luckily, we did not get any big offers from our players from the starting 11 other than Ait Nuri's 90 million. But here are all the players we have sold. We have made so much money, I'm telling you right now. And we have made 215 million. And that means for each of the 3 players we will sign this season, 71 million is the maximum we can spend transfer-wise. But remember, the limit's only 83, so we're probably not going to be able to use all of this money. And it's just gonna go to waste. And with 71 million to spend on each player, we definitely need a center mid. We definitely need probably another center back. We want a world-class center back. I don't think we need a replacement for Ait Nuri, I'm gonna be honest. I think Santiago Bueno will eventually become great. I think that's his name. So maybe that last position could go to another tackle, mainly on the right wing. I know Gomez has a lot of potential, but we want to win the Premier League as soon as possible. Gomez is definitely not gonna get us this season. And for 67 million, we have signed a huge superstar in Andre Santos from Chelsea. This guy has a lot of potential and he's been absolutely incredible in real life. The perfect replacement, actually even better than Joao Gomez, who we had last year. He's gonna shine in yellow. And for 68 million, we have signed our English player, and he is a center back in Levi Colwill. He was not at Chelsea anymore. He was at Marseille. I think this is a steal. One of the greatest potential center backs for England in this game. I think Levi Colwill is gonna be great as long as we don't get rid of him through the wheel. Probably the biggest signing we have made this season is Francisco Conceição from Porto. for 67 million plus one of our backup center mids, Traore. He's gonna be the top of the charts for us every single season. I just hope that we can keep him for as long as possible. And surprisingly, he was only at an 83 overall. And this is the brand new starting 11. Our team is just getting better and better, and I hope they can finish higher than 9th place this season. And we've reached the end of the season and somehow finished in 14th. Our team is 10 times better than last year. How did we drop off? City win the Premier League as Bruno Fernandes does get the player of the season, and we only got one player in the inclusion, and that is Colwill for the team of the season. What happened this year though? Has to be some injuries. And just take a look at this team. I think this is the best team ever to finish in 14th place. We got Fabio Conceição at an 87, Fabio Silva at an 84, Colwill 84, and even Bento 85. You know what? It might be the weak defense. I think our attack is good, but Colwill and Bento can't do everything themselves. If Fabio Silva continues to perform, at first I thought maybe he didn't score enough goals, but he is doing his job. Thiago Tomas with 12 goals, 11 and 9 from Conceição, and even Chiquinho's getting involved. Our attack is doing their job. And it seems like we do have a lack of clean sheets. Only 7 from Levi Colwill and 6 by Bento. It is definitely our defense. But no Premier League title means we are losing a player, and I'm really scared that we're going to lose the likes of Fabio Silva, Conceição, or even our goalkeeper Bento. I hope it's neither of them three. Come on, Wheel, don't make me lose one of our best players in this team, and we are losing Bueno, our left back. That's the second time we lose a left back. We sold Ainui to United, and we're losing Bueno. We should have at least lost a center back guy, man. Come on. And as if things couldn't get any worse, we are losing another defender. This team needs a lot of work in the defensive positions. But at least we got some youth talents in Arthur Baker, the left back, Dylan Blackburn from England, a center back, and Noah Wyatt. So we got 3 defenders, which is good. Hopefully, in a couple seasons' time, if we still haven't won the Prem, they will be useful. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, make sure to subscribe. We're so close to 200,000 subscribers. And Season 3 has kicked off. We have no players to sell on the transfer list, but let's go ahead and sip to the deadline, which is the first game of the Premier League season, to see if we lose anybody to big clubs. Okay, we have reached the deadline of selling players, and we have ran into a huge problem. We have lost a starting midfielder once again to Liverpool for 31 million, and new signing who we signed last year, Levi Colwill, has gone back to Chelsea for 95 million. Our defense keeps getting weaker, man. What are we going to do? We can only sign 3 players per season. And taking a look at this team, it looks so weak now. We need another center mid. We need 3 center backs, and we even need a left back. But we only have 3 signings to make. However, I have found 2 solutions to our 5 problems, and all within the squad. The first solution is our center mid position. Danny Ribeiro, who we sent on a 2-year loan last year to FC Nantes, is at 79 overall. We're going to bring him back, and he's going to be our starter next to Santos. And the second solution is Pedro Lima. He was out on loan for the first 2 seasons. He is now at 77. So what I'm going to do is move Jet Spence to the left back position because he's already good, and Hoover and Lima can compete for that right back position. So now that leaves us 200 million to go ahead and sign 3 center backs, all from different nations, and we can only spend 66 million on each. But because we dropped down the table, the overall cap has gone back down to an 81. So finding some center backs is going to be extremely difficult. And for 26.5 million, we have signed our first center back in Taylor Harwood Bellis, 81 overall. I think this is a great signing, as he is our English center back. And for 57 million, we have signed a left back who can also play center back, Renato Vega, at an 81, not getting any game time for Chelsea. So this is realistic. He's definitely going to help us get back up the table. And for 42 million, we have signed a Brazilian center back by the name of Lucas Beraldo at an 81 overall. I was thinking this was unrealistic, but he was transfer listed by PSG, so that means he was gonna leave anyway. So I don't think this counts as our unrealistic signing. And this is what the team is looking like, and surprisingly, I think it's looking slightly better than last year's. I think definitely this team will not finish below 14th, because with this brand new defense, we should be fine. But before we go to the end of the season, I wanted to mention that Renato Vega, when he switched to a center back, he went up a +3. This is so much better for us. And the season has come to an end. Where did Wolves finish on the table? We're back in the top 10. This is good to see. We should have been in the top 10 last year as well. We are in the top 8. We are in the top 6. Did we finish in top 4? And no, we finished in 5th place. You know what? We will take that though. We went from 9th to 14th back to 5th place. And we have a top goal scorer in 2nd place. Fabio Silva scored 24 goals. I was really wrong about this guy. I haven't even debated on replacing him in that striker position. And as City win another Premier League title, Bukayo Saka is in the player of the season, but this time we have 3 players in the team of the season: Fabio Silva, Renato Vega, and Jed Spence in his new position. And this side is absolutely incredible. Look at the ratings in the squad. Ribeiro, our youth academy player, is now a first team player, and he's probably going to stay here for the rest of the save as long as he doesn't leave. But this team is just looking good. I'm actually glad we had to get rid of Colwell because now our defense is looking very, very solid. And Fabio Silva just gets better and better. 24 goal season. He is really carrying the side, as the second top goal scorer was Thiago Tomas with 8 goals. He's been very consistent with his goal contributions. But Santos with 6 and 10, and also Ribeiro with 6 and 10. I think we're doing very well with Wolves so far. But the good news does come to an end because it's time to spin the wheel. And to be honest, there's only one player I wouldn't mind losing, and that is Thiago Tomas. He is one of the lowest rated in the squad. But let's see who we have to go ahead and release, and it's our goalkeeper, Bento. That is probably the worst player we had to release. It's hard to find a good goalkeeper, man. And Bento, it really sucks to see you go. You have done a great service to this club, but you are getting released. You're probably going to a better club anyways. But another season means another great pool with a youth academy prospects, and Estevão Siqueira from Brazil, João de Mendes also from Brazil, and Javier Cardoso also from Brazil. You can tell we went to Brazil this year, and our youth scout just keeps cooking with these talents. And season 4 has begun. As we get closer to the Premier League, the pool of teams that can now steer our players are very, very small, but there's still a risk we can lose players like Fabio Silva and Conceição. Let's see if we sell anybody before we make any transfers, because I'm excited for this transfer window, because the overall cap this season, because we finished in 5th, is an 85. And this time around, we only lost 1 player, and that is another center back once again, and Lucas Beraldo, 100 million to Liverpool. But thankfully, we can sign players at an 85 overall this season. So now, as we take a look at this side, we're definitely signing a center back to replace Lucas Beraldo. Probably a left winger for Thiago Tomas. It seems like he's not going to grow anymore. And definitely a new goalkeeper to replace Bento. And with 300 million to spend, exactly 100 million each signing is perfect. And for 52.5 million, we are signing the Bento replacement. It is the guy we didn't sign the first time, in Luis Jr. He is 83 overall at the current moment. He is 2 below the 85 max, but he still has potential and time to grow. And for only 41 million, we are bringing back Marc Guehi back to the Premier League. He was at Real Sociedad. He is now at an 84 overall. This is perfectly realistic. Marc Guehi is replacing Lucas Beraldo. And for 96 million, I am making my unrealistic transfer of the team, and it is Giovanni Quenda, and it is unrealistic because he was at Real Madrid before we signed him. I think this was worth it. There wasn't a lot of left-wing options. It was him or Gabriel Martinelli, and I went for him instead. At an 84 overall, he has a lot of potential to grow. I think he is the perfect replacement for Thiago Tomas. Season after season, this team just gets so much better. There is a chance we win the Premier League, but I, to be honest, sincerely doubt we're going to win it this season because this team still needs to grow just a little bit. And season 4 has come to an end where the Wolfsman is still in the top 10, which is good. I'm not expecting to drop off from now on. And we did not finish in 5th this time. We are in the top 4. We are in the top 3, and we finished in 3rd. Only missed out to the league title by 6 points. It was a close title race. We are getting so much closer. And as Liverpool win the league title, Cole Palmer is in the player of the season, and we got Conceição and Andre Santos in the team of the season. And this is the best team Wolves have ever had. 2 players over 90 overall. Andre Santos is basically there. The defense is looking solid. Our goalkeeper is basically like Bento, didn't even leave. The only weak spot we literally have is our captain, Pedro Lima. He had 84 potential, and he hasn't really grown since. I wonder why. It's another great season for Fabio Silva, 30 goals and 2 assists, and even our backup goal, Carlos Quedas, 14 and 2, is incredible. But Dani Ribeiro, our youth academy graduate, 12 goals and 16 assists, 12 and 5 for Conceição, 12 goals for Tomas, and 10 and 13 for Andre Santos. Our team is just getting amazing season by season. But as we get closer to the Prem, the wheel is about to be spinned again. Now, basically, if we lose anybody but Lima, it is probably going to be a disaster. And we're going to go ahead and lose Renato Vega. We keep losing center backs, fam. Why does this keep happening? We're slowly running out of center backs to buy. And Renato Vega, I think our best center back technically at an 86 overall is leaving the side. But the good news is our academy brought us 2 good goalkeepers in Rory Shepard and Luis Summers. And we have arrived in season number 5. And to be honest, there's only like 5 clubs that can take players from us. And that is Madrid, Barca, Liverpool, City, and PSG. I don't think anybody else can touch any of our players. But let's see if any of those teams come in for one of our superstars. But none of the big clubs came in for our players, meaning we have 222 million. So that means we have 74 million for each player we are going to sign. And to be honest, I only need a right back, but we'll sign some backups. As the overall cap since we finished in 3rd place is now in 87. Actually, I take that back. We also need a center back replacement for Renato Vega and obviously the right back position. I might just go for another center back just to improve the defense because all of these players up front are going to continue to grow. And Jet Spence, I mean, he's all right. And our first signing for 50 million is Nathan, a center back from Napoli, who is an 85 overall. He is not the replacement for Renato Vega, but he will be taking over Harwood Bellis' spot at the center back position because he is slightly better. The replacement for Vega is even better than Nathan. And for 34 million, we have signed a brand new starting right back, and he isn't the youngest. It is Benjamin White. He is 31 years old now, 85 overall, though. That is what we need. We need some experience in that right back position, and I think this is a great signing for only 34 million, if I did not mention. And for 70 million coming from Bournemouth of all teams, it is Goncalo Inacio, who is at the maximum cap of 87 overall. He is the replacement for Renato Vega. And I'm not gonna lie, with this signing, I think the Premier League title is ours. And taking a look at this team, there is absolutely no way that we do not win the Premier League this year. And the season has come to an end. The question is, did we finally win the Premier League? We're in the top 8 as per usual. Let's not waste time. We are in the top 4. Last year we finished in 3rd. Did we finish above 3rd place? And yes, we did. Did we win the league title or did we sit in 2nd? And we have won it by 17 points, 98 points, almost 100 point season with Wolves. This is incredible. And we have won Wolves' first ever Premier League as Fabio Silva is the player of the season, and he is the only one somehow to get, no, actually Junior as well, team of the season. And that is because Junior was the goalkeeper of the tournament. When you score 35 goals and 37 appearances, you're easily going to be the best player in the league. And when you take a look at this team, there was no chance that they were not going to win the Premier League. And Fabio Silva with his best season, 49 goals and 2 assists. This guy really proved me wrong. 18-2 for Thiago Tomas, Andres Santos with 10-12. It seems like out of all these stats, Fabio Silva really carried the side. As Wolves picked up 98 points, they're sitting in 1st place above Man United. Is anybody ever gonna pass them? But anyways, we have won Wolves' first ever Premier League. Who's next? And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to click on the screen to see how we won the Premier League with Man City.